guys, Maria here. Today I'm coming at you with my Project Use It Up goals for 2016. I have went through and taken a little bit of time to make a list of the things and the goals I have for myself for the upcoming year when it comes to makeup and beauty and all of that kind of stuff. So today I want to share with you the things I've come up with and what my intentions are for 2016. So I've taken and written down a bunch of them. And some of them are specific and some of them are more generalized. So I'm just going to go through the list with you and kind of think out loud as I'm doing that. So my first area is perfumes. I have two specific ones that I want to finish up. So this one here, this is my Taylor Swift Wonderstruck perfume, and I'm currently about halfway done, as you can kind of see through that bottle. I've had this for about 2 years though. I really like it, but I notice it's not as strong as it used to be, so I want to use it up before it just kind of totally goes bad. And I've been really working on it a lot this year, so I should be able to complete that by the end of next year, no problem. Then the other one, I actually have this bag here that's kind of stuck apparently. But this is just like a little bag from Sephora. And this has got a bunch of samples in it, of perfume samples. I want to use all of these up next year. But I also have from Victor and Rolf, this is a flower bomb. This is the, just a roller ball. I really love this scent. Yes, so good. But I've only used this a little bit, so I want to go ahead and take care of that as well. So those are what I have in here. And I just realized I have a few little highlighter samples in there too, apparently. So I need to pull those out. So that's perfume. And then my next set of products is lip products. So I have a general goal for 2016, and that's to use up 10 lip products. And that can be anything from lip balms to lip glosses to lipsticks, or even like lip treatments would count, I think. And then within that goal, I picked a few specific products that I would like to move out of my collection. So I'm going to share those with you. So the first one that I have here, I've been kind of working on for a while, and I just have put it aside and hadn't used it anymore. This is my Bite Beauty lip crayon, and this is in the shade Sable. And I don't have that much of it left. That's all that's left. So I need to just go ahead and use that up because I really like this color, but Bite Beauty is a more natural brand, and I don't want it to go bad on me because I like it a lot. The next product I have that is also used quite a bit, this was in a Project Pan, I don't know, earlier this year. This is Revlon's Lip Butter in Juicy Papaya. And this is one I also just kind of ended up setting to the side, and that's all that's left of that. Alright. And then I have a few other mini products. This is a Givenchy, and this is the Le Rouge à Porter. This is in Rose Aristocrat, and it's just a tiny little nub. So I need to go ahead and just use that up and move it out. I have two sugar lip treatments from Fresh. This one is in the Cherry, and this is, as you can see, almost completely full as far as being a mini goes. So I want to go ahead and just use that up. And then I also have just their regular one, their regular lip treatment, and it's been used a little bit, but it's still pretty darn full. So I want to get both of those used up because they also are a little bit of a more natural brand, and I don't want them to go bad. Plus I have a newer one that I have, and so I want to use those before I use it. And then I thought it would be fun to go ahead, oops, dropped it, to try to use up my very first MAC lipstick I ever purchased. This has been used some, but as you can see, it is still pretty full, but it is a very light color, as in it's very sheer. This is Peach Blossom, and it's a cream sheen. I'll give you guys a swatch of it. It's really easy to wear, so I think I shouldn't really have any trouble using that up. So those are like the few I picked, but then I also just in general want to use up 10 lip products. Then coming on to like face type products, starting with highlighters, I've picked out two that I would like to complete this year. One is a cream and one is a powder. They're both kind of like a mini size. This is from Doll 10, and this is a cream highlighter in Champagne, and I would like to go ahead and use this up. It's one of the older cream products I had. I got it in an Ipsy bag much earlier this year, and it had a scent when I got it, and it still smells the same, so I don't think it's like turning bad or anything, but I do want to just go ahead and use it up. I don't tend to use very many cream highlighters or products. I usually either use a liquid or a powder, so I would just prefer to go ahead and use that up. And then also from Laura Mercier, I have her Matte Radiance Baked Powder, and this is in 01 Highlight. And this is just like a deluxe sized kind of product. You can see it's a little domed, but that's what it looks like. It's very wearable for an everyday highlight. It's not super shimmery or super chalky. There it is, kind of swatched. You just barely can notice it until it hits the sun or the light. So I think those two are very doable. From Tarte, I have a contour product. This is in the Sculptor Park Avenue Princess, and this is what that looks like. It's just kind of a cream product. I really like this a lot. I haven't had it for very long. The cap wants to roll everywhere, and this is all there is in there. And I use this little brush with it also from Tarte, and I really like it. It's like the perfect contour for me, but I just want to use it up and enjoy it and not worry about anything going bad. I have two blushes that I've picked to use up. The first one is a full-size blush from NYX, and this is in the shade Dusty Rose. And you can see some of the imprint is really worn. I've used this a lot, but I haven't used it a lot recently. It's just a very natural and easy to wear blush. And then one of my older blushes from Bare Minerals. This is kind of like a deluxe size, I believe. It's not a full size, but I have used it a lot, and it's a very similar color to the one from NYX, and this is in the shade The One. So I want to go ahead and use these both up because I find these both to be very similar to Tarte's Exposed blush. And so I don't really need three blushes that are the exact same color. So I would like to go ahead and use those up because I like Exposed the best. Okay, so then like actual base face products, I have one liquid foundation type product, and that's my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. The reason I've thrown this one in is because it actually expires in November of 2016, and that's because it has a sunscreen, and I would really like to go ahead and use it up before it expires. I like it a lot, and I definitely would be very upset if it goes bad because this is expensive. I believe I paid $42 for this, and I know that seems very expensive because it is, but I have very sensitive skin, and it's tough for me to find base products that don't break me out, and this is one of the few I can use that doesn't break me out, and that's why I was willing to pay so much for it. But I don't want it to go bad, so I hope I can use this up this year. This is still pretty full. I can't see through it or anything, but I've only been using it for a couple of weeks. And as for powders, I've picked two, sort of. This is a mineral foundation, but I can also use it as a powder over the tinted moisturizer. This is also from Laura Mercier, and this is in the shade Real Sand, and I've marked it on the back. It's about halfway done. And then I have a Rimmel Stay Matte powder. This is in translucent. As you can see, the imprint is very obvious. I've barely used this at all, so I want to go ahead and take care of that too because it's a product I really like. It's not super old, but it's just what I chose. For concealers, I have two from Bare Minerals. I have my Well Rested concealer, and I'm currently where the pink line is, so a little more than halfway finished with that. But I've been working on it pretty consistently for about 6 months, I would say. 4 to 6 months, I don't know exactly. So it's going to take me a while to finish that up. I also have for Maybelline, this is the Fit Me Concealer. I have the shade Fair. So that's another product I would really like to get used up. When it goes like to eyes, I have 3 brow gels that I want to finish up. I don't have all of them out, but one of them is from NYX, and then I also have a full size of Gimme Brow that I want to use up, and I have a little deluxe size of the Gimme Brow that I'd like to use up. For bases, I would really like to just finish off this paint pot from MAC. This isn't Painterly. This is all I have left. Like, it's crazy how long this has taken me. So I just want to get that completed and then move on to something else. And that something else is probably going to be my Maybelline Color Tattoo. And this is in the shade Creamy Beige. And as you can see, I have barely used it, but it is already starting to pull away from the edges a tiny bit. So I want to use that before it gets really dry and hard to use. And then I didn't pull it out, but I also have on here that I would like to use up my Tarte Smolder Eyes. It's like it could be an eye base. I've used it that way before, but it's also usable as an eyeliner. And I have the shade Gunmetal, which is kind of a bronzy type color. So I would like to get that completed as well. I would also like to use up 3 of my black eyeliners. I think I have 4 or 5 black eyeliners right now. I'm not sure, but most of those are full size and they've barely been used. So I would like to use those up before I end 2016. For mascaras, I've purchased and received a lot of mascaras recently. Some came in like gifts that were given to me. Some came like as gifts with purchase. But I currently have 5 full-sized mascaras that are unopened, and I believe 8 minis. And I would like to get all of those used up in 2016 before I purchase any other mascaras. That's very doable for me. I did for quite a while this year. I quit a couple of months ago, but I kept track for a long time of how many things I had used up in 2015. And when I stopped, which was maybe in like July or August, I had used up at that point 6 full-size mascaras and 9 minis. I go through mascara kind of quick. I'm not sure why exactly. I don't know if it's like the temperature or the humidity level or what in my home, or I don't know why, but for some reason I go through mascaras fairly quickly. So I don't think I'll have any trouble with using those up. And okay, so eyeshadow. I am doing an eyeshadow no-buy for 2016. I've come to realize I just have an overwhelming amount, and I've reached it like recently towards the end of this year. I had purchased more that I showed you in a haul that I did recently. So I really want to stop the purchasing of eyeshadows for this year. I'm not necessarily going on a full no-buy, but there are some categories of makeup that I would prefer to really limit my spending if I buy anything at all. But for eyeshadow, I'm saying absolutely not. I need to use up some of the stuff I have already. So what that's going to mean is one of my goals is to hit pan on 10 single eyeshadows. So I have several Z palettes and I have a MAC palette that I have hit pan on very few of those shadows. So I would like to get more use out of them. So my goal is to hit pan on 10 of those. I would also like to finish up 5 full eyeshadows. And I don't think that'll be a problem. I did go through most of the shadows in my Lorac Pro palette this year. So I have some idea of how long it takes to finish so much of an eyeshadow, but I'm not planning on painting a palette this year. I'm going to be rotating through my stash a little bit more. So that's why I made that number a little lower, because I'm not going to focus solely on this one palette and completing it. Okay, so moving away from makeup and into more like skin and body care. For skincare, I would like to finish 10 full-sized products. So that could be like face wash, toners, masks. I mean, it could be a lot of different things. I guess sunscreen could count too. But I would like to get through 10 of those just to put more of the focus on taking care of my skin and making it the best that I can. I would also like to finish 5 body washes. For some reason, it takes me a really long time to get through body wash, but I would like to finish 5 body washes, and that's how many I currently have that are unopened. So I'd like to do that. And I would like to finish 8 body lotions, full-sized. I don't think that'll be a problem because I think I went through more than that this year, but I'm really bad at remembering to use them. And so when I have like some kind of goal like this, it helps me a lot to remember to use them. Okay, and the last thing I have in here is some hair care. So I have a couple of goals. My first goal is actually like, do not buy dry shampoo this year. I'm not going on like a no poo like kind of thing, but I've noticed I've gotten extremely lazy with my hair care, and I hate washing my hair and drying it, and it's just like such a process, and it just is so irritating to me. I don't like doing it, but I've gotten super lazy and I just use dry shampoo a ton, and like I'm not dirty, but I hate shampooing my hair. So I want to get away from that because I don't know, in the long run, I'm not sure, like aerosols are not great for the environment, and most of the dry shampoos that I purchase are aerosols, and I just feel like it really builds up in my hair, and I would really just prefer to get back to actually washing my hair more regularly. Maybe not every day because I don't do that, but probably at least like every other day. And then I also would like to finish 3 hair products as far as like treatments or leave-in type products. And that's how many I currently have right now. I was looking under my sink to see how many were under there. So that's most of my goals. Like I said, I have like a few more general goals. No buying eyeshadow or palettes, no shadows at all. With lipsticks, I don't want to purchase any lipsticks at all this year. And I mean specifically lipsticks until I finish 5 lipsticks. So I do have the goal to finish 10 lip products, but I actually want to finish 5 lipsticks before I can purchase anything else as far as lipsticks go. I just have more than I use right now, and so I don't want to keep buying things I'm not using if I can't use up some of the stuff I already have. Highlighter, I'm going to say no buy because I need to get through some of the ones I have. I have several that I've purchased and some sweet people have given me, and so I just want to use those, or like at least make some kind of determination of if there's something I'm going to keep and continue to use, or if I'm going to give them away before I purchase anything else. And then mascara. I have a lot of mascara, and I think it should be enough to get me through most of the year, but until I have completely used up all of my mascara, I'm not purchasing anymore. So those are my 2016 like beauty goals and use it up goals for my products. I've really thought a lot about this before I made this video and as I was making my list. As I said, I did keep track of a lot of what I used up in 2015 to help me in this moment and decide what is a reasonable goal for some of these areas. So I hope you guys have found this interesting. I'd love any feedback that you have, and I can't wait to see some of your videos on this same topic. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.